Hello kids, I'm finally doing a makeup tutorial for you. It's gonna be weird, it's gonna be messy. Stay with me. We're gonna listen to some cool stuff while we do it, so.
Watch this short video.
No. Okay, so first I'm gonna put my hair up. So the first thing I'm going to apply is a lip primer. It's just an unscented chapstick. Can you see it? Can you see it? It's Aquafina. It's going to help our lipstick go on smoothly and evenly without any chapping later, so we get a nice, clean lip. Cool. So next I'm going to start applying my foundation. So what I have is CoverGirl Clean and Clear Clean Matte. It's a matte finish, so which is good because we're going to put a bunch of makeup on top of it. So just pour some out there on my hand, and then we're just going to go in and okay, so that's kind of all over the place. We're going to go in with our Beauty Blender. Time to contour. So we're just gonna load this up. I just use my finger for my contouring. And you're just gonna wanna pick up like the natural high points and low points of your face. Again, just grabbing the natural high points of the face. I'm trying to lift like your T-zone and your mask forward. And then we're gonna take some of this and we're gonna contour. And this is about 10 shades darker than my normal shade. And I recently learned that you're not supposed to take your contour any further in than the corner of your eye. News to me, but like we're gonna try it. So I start at like the top of my ear, like right where my ear meets my skull. I start right there and like pull it towards the corner of my mouth. And now we're gonna blend. You always want to work light to dark when you blend. Heaven forbid you try and blend your dark stuff into your light stuff, because you can always make things darker but you can't make them lighter, so start with your light blending. Cool, so now that that's all relatively blended in, as you can tell, the colors I use are kind of harsh, so a part of that is just to illustrate a point so that you guys can see what I'm doing and where I'm doing it. So feel free to use colors that are less harsh, but this is kind of to illustrate the point for you. So next I'm going to take a natural nude setting powder. This is just a natural shade from Ben Nye. You can use baby powder if you want, it doesn't matter. I use this because I often contour with white, so this brings it back to like a natural skin tone. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my little square sponge and get them like packs of 200 at the dollar store. Really useful. And I'm just going to use them and I'm going to go under my contour. This is also going to lighten up some of the darker colors, and it just kind of pulls everything back to a natural skin tone, which is really nice. So you just want to use it kind of where you put the highlighter earlier for your contour. And I'm going to get right up in here on my nose. You'll see me getting really tight to the bridge of my nose. You can use this powder to correct anywhere that you went too far with a shadow, and it cleans it up and puts it back into a lighter place. Now I'm going to give this a minute and let my face bake. So this is going to keep my makeup from moving. It's going to keep it from sliding or melting while I'm on stage. And I'm going to let it kind of sit here for a second so all of the oils in the makeup, the creams that I'm using, bond to this powder and kind of stay where they are. Next I'm going to take a fluffy brush, just something loose and fluffy, and we're going to remove our powder. So you always want to go kind of up and away. And I'm kind of brushing the powder into the areas that I didn't set it on top of. Cool, so as you can see, I've still got some really harsh colors here, but again, that's mostly to illustrate a point for you guys. Cool. So next we're going to work on our eye makeup. So for this look, I'm going to start with our eyeshadow first. So what you're going to need is a roll of tape. You're going to add angles to your face. You put them anywhere you want. The idea is to get 2 strong lines and 1 soft line. And I'm going to put mine I'm just going to take your brush or your finger or your Q-tip or whatever you're using. And now we're just going to repeat that on the other side. Cool, now that we have those angles put in, we're going to go ahead and do our eyeliner and our mascara. So I use a pencil and a liquid liner. I'm going to use a pencil for my bottom and a liquid for my top, and then we'll do our mascara. Next we're going to work on our glitter highlight. So what you're going to want is some sort of adhesive. I'm just using Vaseline. I think it works really well. And I'm just going to take the smallest dab. It's almost nothing. It's nothing. I mean, I'm literally not, I don't have any on my finger. It's crazy. And I'm just going to put a really thin layer right over everywhere I want my highlighter. It should be right on top of your cheekbone. You're going to want to be careful with this because Vaseline does naturally take off makeup, so be careful. Next you're going to take, I just have a stippling brush, and this is Bitsy glitter in, what color? Flashing Lights. So I'm just going to pop this guy open, and we're going to very carefully take a bit of this. I recommend having a mat or something to do this over. I recommend using a brush. Keep in mind that our homerooms are classrooms for other people, and we want to be courteous guests, and we always want to clean up after ourselves as best we can. So I'm just going to dab this brush very gently into this pot of glitter. I'm going to tap off the excess to avoid mess. And then we're just going to go in on top of anywhere we just put that Vaseline. Great. Okay, finally we're going to work on our lip. So the lipstick that I'm using is from LA Colors. It's called Bright Pink. It's super easy to find. It's super bright pink. I'm just going to go ahead and do one coat real quick. If you need to, take a moment to wipe off any excess chapstick that you still have left over from earlier. Boom. So now we're going to set our lipstick, and we're going to do that using an eyeshadow. So if you take a piece of Kleenex, this is just part of one, and you're just going to lay it on top of your lip. Now if you have anything to set your face with, a spray of any kind, now's the time to do it. That's the very last thing you add, so I'm just going to hit this. And that's your whole face.